Hey guys, it's Yorkie here and welcome to today's video where we are going to be driving the brand new Ferrari 499p Hypercar that has recently been released for iRacing, and we're going to be driving around Circuit de la Sava course, the Le Mans circuit, just to give this car a bit of a shakedown, give it a go, see what the handling is like with this new piece of DLC content that they have released, whether the car is good, easy to drive, but most importantly, the main thing that I want to be testing here in this video is, have they improved the hybrid model here in iRacing, or is it the same as it was previously? So let's go ahead, jump in the car and talk more about today's experiment here in this video. Okay, so the car firing into life as we jump into the cockpit and then drive out of the pit lane. Now, what we are going to be doing is we've got ourselves the iRacing Le Mans fixed quali setup. What I'm going to do is come out of the pits here, set a couple of basically quick laps with the hybrid motor deploying, and then what I'm going to do is jump back to the pits, use the same setup again, and then do a set of laps with the hybrid system turned off or set to no deploy. Basically, what we should be seeing is no difference in terms of lap time performance. That is the way that the hybrid system should work and has been working in real life for the last couple of seasons. Le Mans Ultimate and Automobilista 2, which recently released their GTP cars last week, have got it right. They've got the system correctly, where effectively the hybrid system is used for efficiency, and you're effectively balancing how much of the hybrid charge or how much of the hybrid motor is used versus the internal combustion engine to create a single power output. When you're turning the hybrid system off, you should be running purely, fully on the internal combustion engine, and that should hit a certain power figure. And then if you go ahead and turn the hybrid setting, or the hybrid motor, to its max setting, put in the most charge, the internal combustion engine will dial itself back, use less fuel, and instead use more electric power, but the total power output will be the same, and there shouldn't be a difference in lap time in terms of overall performance. What iRacing have been doing incorrectly with the GTP cars up until now, they may have fixed it, they may have not, we'll see in a second. What should have been happening, or what they have been doing, sorry, they had done the F1 model, so they got the internal combustion engine, but then you've got the addition of the hybrid electric motor on top of that, which isn't right, and basically led to situations where you would be I'm a little bit confused here because I've got the MG UK set to no deploy, yet I'm hearing the hybrid motor under throttle. Obviously when I'm braking, yes, I should be hearing so it's active now. Or at least the sound is active now, which is strange. It shouldn't be doing that. Obviously, when I brake, I should be hearing that the kind of the charging sound. That is accurate, I believe. But when you're on throttle and you're not deploying any hybrid electricity, you shouldn't be hearing the sound. But anyway, what I was saying is obviously they've been doing it wrong, the F1 style, and it led to a situation where once the hybrid motor reached a point where, rather than just continuously deploying around the lap, and instead was basically maintaining itself, i.e. in the balance setting where it's targeting 50% state of charge when you go across the start finish line to begin a new lap, you would come into a situation where the lap times would start to drop off, which is incorrect, but we'll see if it works correctly here. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the MG UK deploy mode to quali mode, and you can see there that the target battery state of charge actual should now go down to 0%. So let's go ahead and drive out the exit and see if we could do a reasonable couple of qualifying laps here. So You can see the state of charge down at the bottom there deploying as we're on throttle. You'll see it regen under braking here. And then deploy again. Tyres aren't quite fully up to temperature yet. There was a little bit of not the greatest amount of grip going through the Dunlop S's there. So you can see the hybrid motor is deploying at the moment. You can hear it, even though I think there might be a bug there where you're hearing the electric motor deploy even when you've got the hybrid motor switched off or in the non-deploy mode. Tyres are starting to come to us a little bit, and the general car's handling is actually pretty good. Feels really, really stable here with this fixed setup. I imagine once people start creating custom setups, the car might be a little bit more leery, but as you can see, I've not really had any moments apart from running a little bit deep in some of the braking zones. Although it felt like the car was starting to get a little bit loose there under braking. Still, nothing that I had to really kind of try and fight the car for. I have to say the sound does sound good. It sounds comparable to Le Mans Ultimate, which have really done well with their sounds since its release back in February.
You have about 2 laps of fuel left.
Ooh. See the fuel ticking down there at the top of the steering wheel display. You see our delta compared to previous laps that I had been doing with a little bit of testing, just kind of making sure that the car is alright to drive. Beforehand, getting out onto the circuit here for this test. You can see our delta compared to that is coming down quite nicely, a second up already as we're on the run down towards the Porsche curves now. A little bit deep there. Can we bring the car back? Yes, we can. Oh. Bit of understeer there. Just about managed to keep the lap legal though. Did have to lift slightly just to bring it back in, but sounds are good. Alright. Across the line. Reasonably good lap time there. 3:23.57. So let's go ahead and flick the hybrid motor to no deploy here for this lap, and even though we're going to have less fuel than the previous lap, are we actually going to see an updated hybrid model, or is it? From what I was just about to say there, it looked like it may not have been. Bear with me a moment. Let's come out of here. Let's go ahead and bring up the best lap delta. So our previous lap was our best lap, but you can see at the top there we are losing time. Even on full throttle, we are losing time, which means that the hybrid system is still the same as it was previously. It's not been updated or corrected to how it should be, which is a bit of a shame, because Le Mans Ultimate and Automobilista 2 have got it modelled correctly, where it is efficiency balance rather than the F1 style implementation that iRacing have at the moment. But you can see we're barely a third of the way, well, we're pretty much a third of the way around the lap now, and we're over a second down. Obviously we lost a little bit of time there in the braking zone, but you can see just on throttle constantly losing out time. which means that that hybrid boost was deploying on top of the internal combustion engine. That's a bit of a disappointment to see that it's not authentically recreated here in iRacing. Let's go ahead and flick
One lap of fuel left.
the no deployment back to quali mode. So now the hybrid motor should be kicking in. Obviously, it sounds like there's a sound issue or there's a bug there where you're hearing, as I mentioned, the hybrid motor whilst on power being deployed, even though it's not actually deploying. But let's see what happens over the remainder of this lap as to whether on the straights we actually maintain and don't lose any more time. Obviously, not the best of runs through the corner, so we lost a little bit of time on exit, but you can see now that we are holding that time steady. 1.84. Let's go ahead and flick no deploy again. We're losing time. So yeah, that's a real shame. Hopefully iRacing will update this in the future and actually bring it up to the authentic, realistic implementation, because it's something that would be really good to see for a simulator that prides itself on its authenticity. And this is something that they're doing incorrectly at the moment. So hopefully they will update it in the future, but for those of you who are interested on this topic, hopefully this video does provide an answer. Hopefully it was insightful to you. If it was, please leave the video a like. Any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. And until the next time, have fun, stay safe, take care.